Well, I'm happy to say that in the care of Jack at the Reef Builders studio, it has been brought back to life.
This is the leather cube, as we like to call it, or the fat cube, as Jake liked to call it.
What's up, Reef Builders? My name is Remy, and today we've got an awesome video that is all about a tank that a lot of you have been asking about in the Reef Builders studio. You may remember when Jake rescued this cube that was being taken down in a nearby office. After a day of chaotic moving, as moves usually go when it comes to tanks, they noticed that while the tank was sitting out in the sun and in the snow, I'm guessing a temperature change caused it to crack. So Jake took us through an entire video of how to set up a temporary holding tank. It really presented a lot of cool opportunities for us to learn more. From there, he had a custom stand built and then ended up buffing the entire thing so it looked brand new by the time he was done with it. He then took us through the scaping and reintroducing the livestock again. And then after his passing, unfortunately, they had to lighten the load at the Reef Builders studio because there was so many tanks to take care of, and this tank was actually briefly taken down for a little bit. Well, I'm happy to say that in the care of Jack at the Reef Builders studio, it has been brought back to life, and he has chosen a really cool theme for this tank, and I think you're gonna like it. Let's head to the studio.
How's it going, Reef Builders? Jack coming at you from the Reef Builders studio here. I wanted to show you one of my favorite tanks that I've had the pleasure of setting up in the Reef Builders studio. This is the leather cube, as we like to call it, or the fat cube, as Jake liked to call it. It is full of all kinds of octocoralia and corallimorphs and gonies and goniopora. We got a pair of spot cinctus clowns in here that Jake has had for a very long time. They were in the Euphilia tank, the slash Fimbrophilia tank. They're kind of like dwarfing the tank, so we moved them out of there. And they look awesome in here. They look like proper size clowns for this big old fat 180-gallon cube. I mean, there's sun pallies in here, you know, Palithoa grandes. There's some long polyped sarcophytans. We've got Kojiwata pink nephthya. That's one of Jake's all-time favorite corals. But we have gorgonians in there as well. We got xenia, lots of different kinds of zoas. It's basically just like a mixture of all the softies we could find in the flats. We put it all on this nice Art Reef Rocks aquascape here. One of our volunteers here, Scott, is the one who kind of brought this tank to life. I put in the aquascape and then he just went ham with the leathers. We put some Anthalia on the back wall, and I think that will kind of like it's already starting to take over the overflow box, like already. Anthalia grows so fast. We basically left it stock how Jake had it running. We got a max spec skimmer on here that actually is just about to overflow. It looks like it had a bad day today. Some of my favorite corals in here are going to be the Kojiwata. I found this long polyp toadstool with like crazy long polyps. It has like the features of the weeping willow, but it's not the right colors, but I'd say it's probably the same species. I really like this devil's hand up front here with like the white polyps that's standing up pretty tall. I really like that guy. I love that we can kind of let all these corals mingle a little bit. It's a bare bottom tank, just like every other tank in the studio. It has a good amount of flow, 2 MP40s on it, and AP9X, not a whole lot of light. I'm probably gonna have to crank that up a little bit, I think. I just really like this tank. I've always loved soft corals just because they're so much more forgiving than even LPS. You know, if they're mad at you, they definitely like give you plenty of time to react. Like a leather like a sarcophyte will close up and just look pissed for months, like even if your alkalinity's at like 3 or 4, whereas any other coral would just melt and disappear. Basically all good beginner corals in here. Oh yeah, there's also some Tubiopora musica, some pipe organ hanging out around here as well. Basically a lot of the smaller corals put up towards the top and a lot of the bigger corals put around the edges. We just kind of thought that looked more aesthetically pleasing, but we're definitely gonna have to like watch how all this stuff grows together. We're gonna be constantly cutting back, you know, the nepthias and capnellas and stuff like that in here. Yeah, and like the aquascape has like little discs that we can pull up and move everything to wherever it needs to be. Yeah, I mean, the only thing that really stinks is when coralline starts growing in this tank. because it's made out of acrylic. I think it's gonna be a pain in the butt, but it's definitely gonna be worth it. So we're just gonna like keep doing what we've been doing and just clean it every 2 to 3 days, you know, make sure we get that glass all cleaned up. It's kind of what you got to do with acrylic tanks, I feel like. We got the spot sink disc, we got an Arc-Eye Hawk, we got a little scooter blenny and a orchid dotty back in here. The scooter blenny's in here to basically make sure that we do not get any flatworms, you know, kind of like as a preventative measure. And then we plan on adding like a school of some kind of damsel. We're not 100% sure which. Maybe we could like take votes on that. Want to do like damsels or chromis and just do a ton of them in this tank. And I think that would look really cool if I'm like darting in and out of the aquascape. I think I would like to get your guys' opinion on what we should put in here as far as those go, but they have to be damsels or chromies. It's the only rule. No anthias, just because they're a pain in the butt, you know, like we're not feeding a ton of frozen foods in here all the time. We still do what Jake did, basically feed exclusively flakes. So I think damsels or chromies will have a lot better chance in here. On this tank, we're doing a 25-gallon water change once a week. We're testing it every week, and right now that's been keeping our alkalinity at around 8, our calcium, you know, in between 400 and 500, and, you know, mag's good, like around 1300, 1400. We're also dosing a little bit of iodine, just to, you know, help with the leathers and stuff in general with their overall health and all of that, because they do pull it out very fast, especially leathers and softies. It's a pretty low maintenance tank for the time being, and we feed it probably 3 times a week with reef roids. And other than that, we're pretty much just feeding the fish maybe 3-4 times a week. You know, a little bit of flake food, some mysis food, mysis flake. We will probably add like 2 or 3 tangs. We're not gonna go too crazy with the tangs in this particular tank, just because there are tangs all over the studio. I kind of want to like utilize maybe some blennies and other small fish that eat algae, and I think that'll be a nice effect to this tank, having mainly small fish. So small fish and big old leathers. I'm a huge fan of this tank. I can't wait to see how it develops, and we'll definitely keep you guys along for the ride. I'm learning how to film right now, and I think that we're going to be getting you guys a lot more footage out of here from here on out. So yeah, look forward to getting you guys some updates on this tank, and that's pretty much going to do it, and we'll see you guys on the next one. And that's that.
Thanks to Jack for taking us through this awesome build. I can't wait to see it grow. I can't wait to see it flourish. I do want to remind everybody, though, that this is a tank that is totally attainable for any experience level in this hobby. I feel like these tanks aren't celebrated enough. The softy tanks, the leather tanks, they're just so cool, and they really fill out that space nicely. Next time I'm there, I think we need to add one of these long polyp sarcophytons I've got to that tank. I want to thank you for watching today. I really appreciate it. We've got a lot of cool things coming up in 2024. If you've got any New Year's resolutions when it comes to your tanks, equipment, livestock, new tanks, taking tanks down, let us know in the comments section below. Also, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification so you know when we upload new videos. Happy New Year to you and yours. We'll see you in the next one. And Old Lang Syne, eat healthier and make goals and stuff, because New Year is coming. Okay. Bye.